Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I don't know what you're doing, but hi. My name is Kenzie May, and I love to do my makeup. Addicted is not a light term to use here at all. For today's look, I am going to be taking another knockdown at the abstract color look that I have been doing. I did it in green first, then did it in teal. Today we're going to be doing it in red. I did it in pink and purple over on Instagram and over on TikTok, but didn't really film a tutorial for that one. While we're filming today, we're also going to be talking about why my nose is crooked. I don't know if you noticed, but it's crooked. We're going to talk about that. It's become a topic of conversation on Instagram. It was for a while on TikTok, and then I filmed a video there, but now I feel like I just need to explain a little bit more. So we'll do that. But if you are interested in the look that was in the thumbnail and how I created it, keep on watching. For this red abstract look, I am going to be using the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. I know there's a lot of stigma behind Jeffree Star, but his palettes are good. Let's be real. To start, we are just dipping straight into some red. So in the bottom corner, this shade called Prick is the first shade that I'm going to be using, and I am going to be using a small pencil brush. We're just gonna start laying down that abstract shape, like I've done in previous videos. So let's talk about my nose. Now, I know that it is no secret by any means that my nose is crooked. Trust me, I am well aware. It was actually a topic of conversation between my parents and my orthodontist. He was mad because he didn't know where I wanted the center of my teeth to be lined up with. So we decided on the Cupid's bow, and I just get my nose fixed later. Well, a lot of you probably don't know this about me, but I was very much into the sport softball. Now, this sport involves quite a bit of contact. If you've played, then you know. Now, to deepen this and start to create more of a shape, we're going to be dipping into this darker red shade called Cherry Soda, just kind of going underneath the red that we just laid down. How brutal it can be or how easy you can take it, and I was one of those that would never go easy. That being said, never taking it easy made it so then I was super aggressive when it came to a ball coming at me. Now, to deepen this line, we're going to be dipping into this deep red shade called Fresh Meat, just blending into that. And I was a pitcher, and so I did handle the ball a good portion of the game. Well, guess what? Not everybody has great reaction time, and I was hit in the face quite a bit. Now I'm dipping that pencil brush back into Prick. We're just gonna blend all of that out. Also, while warming up, I would still get hit in the face. Now I'm going to be taking a flat packing brush, and with my micellar water, I am just going to cut out that shape that I just made. So yeah, I was hit in the face a lot with the softball, so not only is my nose crooked, but by the time I hit college and could no longer play, found out I have a hole in my septum. I am going to be using my Pretty Fresh concealer by ColourPop, and I'm just taking that same flat brush, cleaned off all of the micellar water off of it, and I'm just going to lay down that concealer to prime my eyelid again. Now, the medical terminology is a perforated septum. My doctor at the time, I was freaking out because my nose was whistling. If I breathe in really hard sometimes, my nose whistles. We'll see. Yep, still does it. It took me getting my nails done and scratching my nose, and to set all of that, I'm going to be taking my Airspun translucent setting powder, and I'm taking a small brush and just packing it on for my nail to go through my septum. That was a great time. So yeah, second surgery failed. Now to start laying down that outer corner, I'm going to be taking the color Prick, which is that light red shade that we were using in the beginning, and I'm just going to lay down that shape of the outer corner. Of course, I called my doctor that day, and I was like, yeah, there's a hole in my septum. And she was like, well, there's really nothing that we can do about it, but I could refer you to plastic surgery. So I was referred to plastic surgery. Now using that same brush, I'm going to dip into cherry soda, which was that medium red shade that we were dipping into. So I went to plastic surgery, right? Had to make sure that I had the best plastic surgeon. So now taking that angled brush, I'm going to dip back into fresh meat and just clean up that edge. She's like one of the best plastic surgeons in my region, so I went to her, showed her my septum. She was like, oh yeah, it's called a flap procedure. So then she explained it to me, and I was like, okay, great, sounds like a plan. To blend out fresh meat, I am going to dip into the cherry soda and just blend it out. And she goes, well, do you know what happened to your septum? I said, no. She was like, you have a hole in your septum from numerous traumas. So what happened is your blood essentially pooled up inside of your septum, melted your cartilage, and you just blew it out one day. So great, we figured out what happened with my nose. So let's figure out how to fix it. Now I'm going to be taking my Pretty Fresh concealer, again, ColourPop, and just clean up that line. It's a flap procedure. So essentially she took skin from the back of my nose and just flipped it forward so it covered the hole. First surgery done and over with. But anyways, we go up north, and the joke was I was going up north to have my nose picked because they were debriding the surgical area, which essentially was just picking my nose. And again, just taking my translucent setting powder and just setting. So I was getting my nose picked, and she goes, your flap failed. That was my first surgery ever, and it failed. Now that's all laid down, I am taking that angled brush again, and I'm going to be dipping into this fresh meat shade, but using the Garnier Micellar Water to essentially create an eyeshadow. And we've done this before on this channel, so it's not really that new, but if you're new, it's kind of fun. She explained to me that we can only do this procedure so many times before my nose will be like, yeah, no, this just isn't gonna happen. So we were going to do one flap on one side. If that didn't work, then our second option was a flap on one side and a flap on the other to seal the whole thing. I was in CNA school at the time. Finished my school, so I had to take the state board test. It was a week and a half post-operation, my second operation. And just to deepen up that red, because I feel like it needs to be just a little bit deeper, I'm going to dip into this purple type shade called Extraction. And I'm just taking that dirty angle brush and just going to go along the lash line. So I took this test, right? And I failed. Now all that is applied, I'm going to hop off camera, do my base. We'll be back to finish out the bottom part of the eyeliner. Now that our base is complete, I'm going to start working on the bottom part of my eyes. So I'm taking my MAC eye pencil in the shade Engraved, and I'm just going to apply it along my waterline. And then a day after I failed my test, I was sitting at home and I was wiping my nose, and I noticed a pretty substantial loogie come out, okay? I looked at this loogie and every single one of my sutures was a part of that. So guess what? Failure number 2. Now I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush and just smoke out that lower lash line. I never went back to my plastic surgeon because I felt guilty because I felt like it was my fault. Now that our lower lash line is all smoked out, I'm going to be applying my lip while we're here, just because I feel like it is a little bit better. I'm going to be taking my She Glam lip pencil, and it's O2 is the shade name. I can't remember exactly what name it was, but I know that it actually had a name when I purchased it. But I will be using that to line my lips, and for the actual lip shade, I will be using my NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade On Fuego, and we're just gonna zip right on through the lip. And I didn't want her to look me in the face and tell me, well, there's nothing that I can do for you now except make it bigger. So yeah, it is a very prominent thought in my brain that once I finally get, you know, more money, I will finally be able to get the proper procedure to actually fix my nose. I'm not necessarily annoyed by any of the comments by any means. I mean, trust me, I get it. It looks funny. Okay, let's be real. I put my face on the internet, so people are just going to be your worst critic no matter what. I get asked a lot why my nose is crooked, and my answer to that is to play softball, and I was hit in the face a lot, and I've tried to have it fixed twice, and both times failed. Now that our lip is applied, I'm going to hop off camera and do my lashes, and we'll be back for an outro. And we're done. Thank you for listening to my rant about my nose. My story? I don't know. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up. I absolutely love to see who actually makes it throughout my whole videos. It's a little game that I play with myself. If you guys have not already, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I am here for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless something happens, and it might just be a little bit late that day. We are currently cruising at 23.1 thousand followers over on the fam on TikTok. So if you have not already, feel free to head on over there. I always link it down in the description box down below. If you did try out this full makeup look, I would love to see it, even if you just did the eyes. Love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube, or send it to me on Snapchat at lil_baby511. That's LIL_BBY511. But I hope you have a great day, night, rest of your week. I don't know when you're watching this, but have a great time doing it. Unless it's something terrible, then I'm sorry. I will see you guys next time. Bye!